Listen.
3000.
Yo, welcome to Listen 3000. We back again. This is episode
Yeah.
4. You know, as all y'all probably know, it's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world right now.
Yeah,
So
for
we're
sure.
here to bring you some laughs, some commentary.
Positive vibes.
You know what I mean? We're just here to do our thing, you know? So,
That was kind of fun. He said, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? With the, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, for sure. Let's start it off. Peacemaker came out. And
the season
it was,
finale, right?
Yeah, why did I say that like it just started? I'm an idiot. But yes, the season finale, we've just been so used to watching it. I'm like, Peacemaker.
Every day.
Oh, man, but I am sad that it's over and can't wait for it to come back. But yeah, what were some of your favorite moments on that finale?
They did not disappoint with this finale, man.
At all.
Like, they really, they stuck the landing. Like, it's not that, every show doesn't do that. It's so many shows that mess up the finale that, I don't know, when we get a good one, it's like, yo, they did it. They did that.
Like,
you know what I mean?
It's so memorable. Like, I don't know, and especially with HBO, I feel like HBO has a lot of legendary finales, even if they're for good reasons or bad reasons. They just have a lot of memorable finales. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is still up there. Like, it was a really good ending to the show, especially with the Justice League being in it. That alone, a spoiler alert. If you didn't see
when they pulled up on the scene, bro, I was like, what?
Yeah, like, oh man,
I might have yelled out, like, yo,
yeah,
what?
I was confused because I was just like, one, I had heard a rumor that
you did say
maybe
that.
one though.
Yeah, because like even when you said it, I'm like, I didn't hear that rumor, so I'm like,
got you.
That's crazy if they do.
I
just didn't think it was possible. Usually they don't cross the lines like that.
Nope, I didn't think. And now doesn't it bring all the things we talked about before together? Because remember, I also heard James Gunn say that HBO and Warner Brother are nuts for letting him get away with whatever he was doing in a finale because he had them cursing and saying like he fucks fish, and a bunch of stuff. So I just felt like it was really cool how all that came together. Because one, I heard that it was supposed to be one Justice League member in the episode before. And I still didn't understand what the connection would have been, though. Right. You know what I mean? I was like,
because it's dope that they tied it all together. Because that's been a joke literally since the first episode about Aquaman.
Yes.
And they kind of just sprinkled it in, and then they paid it off at the very end.
Oh my God, it was perfect. And honestly, I still don't know if the rumor's true or not. I'm gonna assume
the
yes.
Was talking. The Flash was like, "Bro, it's not a rumor."
But why would he? But why would he not admit it in the moment to Barry?
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe
he's in denial.
Make that boom. Oh man, it's okay. You're half fish.
What goes on under the sea stays under the sea.
Oh, this dude is like dolphins. Do y'all know what dolphins do? Look into what dolphins do when they're not supposed to be doing that. And he's gonna touch some fish later. I don't know what's going on.
No.
He's like Aquaman.
This went to a weird place.
Just kidding. Sorry. No. It's Aquaman's fault. It's James Gunn's fault. It's not my fault.
Right.
Okay.
But also, so, we got the resolution of the butterflies.
Oh, my God.
Which was crazy.
Which was awesome.
The fight scene.
Yes, especially the way that Adebayu's character had to become the human torpedo. And
multiple times.
Oh, my God. It was so... Yes, multiple times. You're right. Yeah. Oh, my God. That was really a full-packed finale.
Right.
Like, I just didn't expect... You knew the show was going to end. You knew it was going to be good. But I didn't think that we would get so much that we got, if that made sense. While also not even feeling like a lot happened at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Also, speaking of this, since we know season 2 is coming, you got anything you think is going on the second season?
Bro, I have no clue.
You're right.
I don't know where they're going to go.
I need more more Viola either way.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Because at the end of the episode, a lot of things transpired that set up what's going to happen next. I guess in the next season, because she basically put all the information out to the world about the Suicide Squad. Like, this exists. They've been doing this. They were doing this. This is what happened with the butterflies. This is what happened. This is all common knowledge now. And her mom seemed pissed when she watched the news.
Oh my God! It looked like whatever has to happen, she is about to attack their squad somehow. Right. You know what I mean? I don't know if she's going to bring in other Suicide Squad members try to stop them. Like maybe that's why they tie in another spinoff or something like that. Right. Or if she's just straight up just going to bring in the government and they're going to need help. Right. Somehow.
Yeah, I'm interested. James Gunn going to do his thing though, so I'm hyped for whatever it is going to be.
He's the GOAT.
Of course. I'm trying to think anything else about that.
That finale, I don't know. I just want to say that Vigilante is probably one of the best characters in DC ever, though.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
He's fire, man.
He's so lit. It's something wrong with him.
Yeah, he's nuts.
Very much so.
But
I saw a tweet that said, "Why is it that maybe James Gunn tweeted it? He said, why is it that every time that Vigilante is in trouble and there's a door right in this room, he always chooses to not use the door
and jumps out the window
somehow." Yeah,
Right, yeah.
it's the best.
He literally was in the hospital and was like,
I'm
gonna just go out this window.
Oh my God. The way he did it was graceful too. You didn't even hear him outside.
Right.
I'm like, I know that was a bad fall.
Right.
Wow.
Let me ask you a question though about the finale.
Mm-hmm.
Did Peacemaker make the right decision killing the butterflies? Because like hearing their argument in the show, it was kind of like, all right, hold up.
Yeah.
They're kind of trying to help us. I mean, it's they're going about it in a very Killmonger-ish way.
Yes.
A very crazy
almost
way.
Thanos way.
Almost Thanos way, of course, yes.
Yeah. Because of that, I'm gonna still say, yeah, he made the right decision. I feel like they were still out here murdering people, correct?
Yeah. Even every time they inhabit a body, they kill that person.
Right, and they were gonna continue to do that.
Yeah.
To get their mission done. So, yeah, at the end of the day, he did what was right. Also, if this is a thing for Earth in the future, you don't have to just trust this random alien that you kind of know, kind of don't really know.
Right.
Even though I know he was hanging out and smoking weed with the butterfly.
And it came back at the end, right? That was Goth.
That was Goth. Yeah,
at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we're gonna see Goth again, or does once that food supply he has. Once that runs out, is that it for it?
That's what I assumed. But like you said, knowing James
He could have got like because it might have been some stuff down there when they were leaving. He might have got a tub or something because they had like those big, like industrial vats of their food. Not that would last them forever.
That's what I'm about to say. Either way,
last though, some time. I don't know.
It still seems like the only way that they're going to be resurrected is if more of them come, and I don't think that is
right. And then they got to bring the cow with them. They got to bring a cow.
Oh man, and please don't bring back that damn cow. It's disgusting. You know what? Nope. He made the best decision possible. The best decision for our eyes.
The cow was like a baby, dog. You didn't see it had one tooth.
That is not Grogu in my eyes. That is a baby of something I do not want to see the daddy of. That is
all right.
Nasty cow.
All right, man.
But yeah, I can't wait for season 2.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
With Peacemaker having so much success with his first season, and it being like a, to tie into the movies, to their DCE universe, whatever that is.
I was just about to say.
Ties into that.
Yep.
Can Marvel learn anything from Peacemaker's success? Based on what we've seen so far from the Disney Plus shows.
Can you break down what you mean? Because you're kind of dissing them while you're saying. No,
I never
so
that.
Ooh, okay.
Never.
So you just let me know what's going on then. What do you mean by learn from?
You know what I mean? But no.
Shit, shout out Kevin at all times.
All I'm saying is, like, Peacemaker did some cool things. One, I mean, I feel like maybe this is why I feel this way because they were like, I had no expectations going into it. Like, yeah, Suicide Squad was good, but like Peacemaker, who was this guy? You know
I agree too. I didn't have any I almost didn't care about it until maybe the trailer, but maybe more so just watching it the first time. Right. You know what I mean? Maybe
and it wasn't really anything else on at the time, like as far
as
for
sure. It was like a perfect setup.
Like, it got everybody's attention. But also the way it stuck the landing, the way it tied in the movie things with it having Aquaman and the Flash and just them, and also them being able to do what they want. It felt like James Gunn didn't have any restraints. Like, he was just like, yo, do what you want to do. You know what I mean?
Okay, can I ask a question?
All right, ask the question.
How does what you just said correlate? Because I get everything you said. What does all of that correlate to the question of what Marvel can learn from everything you just said?
All right. So,
talk to me. Break it down.
All right, so, the Marvel Disney Plus shows, maybe outside of Loki, have been kind of controversial with the way they've ended. Like, you look at Wanda, people were kind of disappointed in that show.
Okay.
I wasn't.
All right.
But it was like a lot of, in the,
people, okay.
A lot of people were.
Now I understand.
You know what I mean? Like, you look at, like, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, a lot of people weren't happy with that show. They thought that show was a little...
I get it. Is that the only ones, just to clarify? Well,
yeah, because that's the only ones we got, right?
Right.
On Hawkeye.
Yeah.
People were okay with Hawkeye.
All right, I got a thing.
You know what I mean?
I understand.
I'm just saying, like, they haven't... Loki might have been their crown jewel
Yeah,
as far
for
as shows like not missing
at all.
Like even the finale, they got that.
But here's the big point that you're missing is that WandaVision. We heard about WandaVision for a long time. We had Kevin Feige at that. What was like the DC or D23 or 22, whatever, whichever one it was. Breaking down what the show was, all of the shows, to be honest, but specifically WandaVision being the first one, ended up being the first one. Like, we had so many expectations with none for Peacemaker. Like you said, I wasn't prepared for anything that was going to happen in Peacemaker. So whatever they gave me was whatever they gave us, and we were just going to run from there and see how good it was. Ooh, I apologize. But with WandaVision, we were breaking down every single week what we thought was happening based on the entire MCU.
Yeah, like the end, like especially with Marvel, period. Not even just these shows.
100%.
And I feel like they know that.
Yes.
We analyze every little thing, bro. It could be a shadow on the wall.
It's part of Marvel.
Is that Mephisto
on the wall? Yep. Who is that? And that lasted for so long because of how good, honestly, the show was. Okay. It kept leading to things, thinking that you were going to go this way because obviously they weren't aware of what the fans would think. But they knew that we were going to be analyzing things, like you just said. So they made a bunch of Easter eggs and things to throw you off, and even down to the Quicksilver thing. And I hated the Ralph Boner thing, by the way. But they still did the job well because they knew that we, you know what I mean? Yeah. They're moving and doing certain things writing-wise that, like, made it an all-around amazing show. So even though the ending didn't have Doctor Strange that people were expecting, or like a different cameo or connections to like the X-Men and stuff like that, we still got, she became Scarlet Witch. We figured out the kids, and you saw the connection with her hearing them in another universe.
Yeah. Instead of Doctor Strange.
And you got all of that, and we got White Vision. So I don't really see what the hate was specifically for WandaVision over Peacemaker. Now, comparing it, because I don't want to diss Peacemaker at all, that show just blew past our expectations. So you can't really
compare it.
You can, because there are two shows and there are two superhero shows. So boom. But the perspective was different going into both of them.
For sure.
And I just think that if they both had the same, like, you know what I mean? Like, if we had the same perspective going into both, I don't think we're going to be
feeling the same way.
Not about Peacemaker, but in WandaVision in comparison to it. If that makes sense?
Okay.
Yeah. And I honestly, and like you said with Loki, they didn't miss at all. There was a bunch of things that we didn't expect. Kind of the same with Peacemaker. Yeah. And it's so connected to Marvel just as much as the Justice League scene.
That's true.
You know?
Okay.
So, I don't know. I mean,
you know what I mean?
I feel you.
Some people drop that online.
No, a lot of people have been talking. I've been seeing a lot of people talk bad about these Disney shows as if y'all aren't not you, I know, but like people speaking about these things. Like they not watching it. You know what I mean? It's confusing because with maybe it's just because Marvel's so
big, yeah.
It's 12, how many years we've been into this? You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like that could be the reason that every single time they drop another show, they break it down to a point where they're like, they break it down so bad that I think it makes the people not like them as much as they normally would watching it. Right. Because, like, fam, I didn't care about the Hawkeye show. Did you at first?
Mm-mm.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, sure. We even got Kingpin.
Yeah.
Just getting him alone, I'm cool. I don't even need anything else. Right. And I enjoy Kate Bishop to the point where I want to see more of Kate Bishop. Right. I want to see more of Yelena. Yeah. I'd have got none of that without this.
Nah, true.
Same with the Falcon Winter, right? The Falcon Winter in the Soldier show. I did not. Yay, Black Cap at first, but they made me care about this character. Yeah. Even if the show wasn't the greatest thing I've ever seen, or if it was, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like people just be breaking these shows down knowing that they're really good, but there's just so much speculation that it just ruins some stuff for people.
Right.
Sometimes.
That's true. Okay. Well, speaking of Marvel,
I did the spasm.
Nah, you did your thing, bro. Respect. So, speaking of Marvel stuff, though, news just dropped that the Netflix Marvel shows, including Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, The Punisher,
right, yeah,
are leaving Netflix, and Disney's acquiring them, and they're going to Disney Plus in Canada and possibly Hulu in America in the coming months. So, what does that mean? I was surprised at the news personally because I'm like, I thought Netflix owned these joints. I didn't think that it was a rights type of situation when things revert back.
Oh, I did actually knew that.
Well, hold up.
Did you?
I knew the rights of the characters came back to Disney.
Right. You didn't
but
know
as
that
far
that
as the
meant
shows
that.
themselves, I thought the shows were Netflix shows to own.
Now I understand.
You know what I mean?
The rights thing was just the rights killed all of that. If that makes sense.
Right.
The rights are the only thing that really mattered. So like once they got the rights back, anything that
I just thought that like Disney was like, all right, whatever, y'all
right, just take it.
Whatever, we gotta make some new stuff.
True. Which I kind of thought in the beginning with the way that people reacted to the Netflix shows. Right. Yeah, but then once I saw that they got the rights back, because they also got the Hulk rights back, which is why that World War Hulk thing. Oh, we don't know that 100%?
Like, it's never been any news that concrete that confirms that.
I won't lie. I think it could have been a very long time ago, like maybe even before I met you years ago. Mm-hmm. I remember seeing some type of article online that said the years that they would acquire it back.
Things
unfortunately don't remember what it was. Yeah. But it was... Daredevil was right before Hulk for when it came to getting their rights back, right? So, because Fox characters weren't one of those, that's why they had to buy it. Right. You know what I mean? Right. So, but anyway, I don't know what that means now, thinking of that. It's weird because when you see Spider-Man No Way Home and you have that Daredevil connection, and then you see the Daredevil connection in Hawkeye, it's like, are y'all rebooting all of it? Are you saying that this is canon now to...
I don't know. They still haven't really explained that, and I feel like, I don't know if they will.
They might not.
Honestly.
They might not.
Because, we're like, we're going to get Daredevil in the Echo series.
Yep.
That's what they're saying. Mm-hmm. And we're probably going to get way more Daredevil and other stuff as well.
Yep.
And, like, I just
don't... And She-Hulk, too.
Yeah, right. I just forgot about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and She-Hulk, too. I just don't see them having time to explain that.
Right.
At least not
in
yet.
depth.
You know what I mean?
They would need his own show.
Mm-hmm. And then I guess it'll be the time and place to explain where he was and where it came from.
But by then, bro, honestly, we're gonna see Daredevil maybe 4 times, but 5 times? Who knows? 6 before that happens. Right. There's confirmed 3. Right. So it's like they might not need to do that by then. By then, maybe we'll just see Daredevil enough that they just phase it through. Remember how they might not do it the same way, but remember how in Civil War when we finally saw Spider-Man connected to the MCU, right. In that one line, I forget what the line was. Man, I wish we could go back real quick. But whatever line he said about Uncle Ben, basically, right. It implied that all of these things that we already knew happened in a moment, and you didn't even have to go back to that. Right. They didn't have to do anything.
I mean, we've seen that story before, and apparently, like, not to veer off, I also heard that that's how they're going to be approaching Fantastic Four and maybe even the X-Men as well. Like, they're not going to be delving. Well, I don't know. The X-Men, they might have to just because they're so
much.
It's so rich in their history and shit like that.
But it applies to the characters. No, because of the multiverse as well.
Also true.
They just got David excuses,
I was hearing Fantastic Four for sure. We're just jumping in. Like, they're not going to, like... I mean, of course, we're going to hear about what happened, but I feel like they're going to just jump in and then explain it later on. Or give you pieces later. You can put the pieces together.
That's a very good point.
Like, how they became who they are. But we're probably just going to jump in to...
That's not veering off because it's making me think about this where, like, Marvel might never, anytime they require a character, they might never, you know what I mean? Go back.
Well, especially if it's a well-known character.
Yeah, but the only ones that they can acquire now are the well-known ones. Besides Spider-Man characters, like
because I mean everybody else all the well-known characters we've seen their origins over and over again.
Yep.
Like we don't need to see Spider-Man's origin over and over
No,
again.
we don't need to see Wolverine's. To be honest, we don't need to see a few people's. So it's like, and honestly, the Netflix shows were really big, and regardless of how people rated them or not, like they were really watched shows. Right. It was the only reason they probably even care to do all this anyway. But like. Because of that, they might just throw them all in.
And just go
everything now. Because for one, I'm a
because it seems like they're spending a lot of time with the newer characters, giving a lot of backstory.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Because you need that for people that really don't know.
Right.
Nah, bro. Because I'm a firm believer that there's a chance we're gonna finally get mutants through the madness of the multiverse. Right. Now, we got to wait till May and see it, and I could be wrong, and boom. But as of right now, until I see the movie, my theory is that we are going to get them. Right. So, like, if they're going to do that with all of the mutants, they're 100%.
I feel like some you can do that for, some you can't. Like, Professor X, Magneto, we know their backstory. We've seen that multiple times. You don't have to tell us that. You might have to give us some hints, like to kind of give us where we at in this
You're
world.
right, bro, but there's a lot more than them that you don't have to. There's a lot more. Storm, we've seen.
Nah, I don't think we've ever got a real good
breaking down origin story.
Like, I would love to get that.
That actually is amazing. But do you think
a lot of her story that we like? I guess the common fan might not know. Like how she grew up in Egypt, and then she was a pickpocket, and then it's little things.
But my thing is, just to play devil's advocate, because I actually would love this. Personally, I would love to see like a show of Storm. That'd be sick. Mm-hmm. But to play devil's advocate, do you think that they need to do that with a Storm?
Nah.
With a Mystique?
Nah.
With a Rogue?
Nah.
I don't think you have to.
Nah, they don't.
You know what I mean? That's the only reason I feel like.
My only thing is because all right. Do you think like because like it's a lot of mutants in the mutant community?
Yes.
Obviously, right? Mm-hmm. So like, do you think we're getting core mutants, like the core X-Men, or are we gonna get some like random people? Like, are we getting like a Jubilee or something like that?
Right,
like,
right.
You know what I mean?
Gambit
like,
and stuff.
You're right. People that aren't as well known as like the core.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I feel like we're getting all of them because Marvel's literally never gonna end, and they know that having an entity like Fantastic Four, that's so many stories with 4 humans that you can just do stuff for, right? The X-Men, there's mutants are just born every day. They're like kids. They're, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like
bro, like
that's its own thing.
I was watching a clip about like the Fox X-Men movies, and they were just talking about how many random mutants they be having in some of these movies. Like one boy had cornrows, and that was his mutant power. Yeah,
no,
they would move and stuff like.
I have to see that.
It was crazy.
I have to see that again.
Dark Phoenix, I think it was.
Okay, well that makes sense.
But he was just a random mutant, like just with Magneto
just
and
popping up,
chilling, like he was over here.
See,
and like,
but that's the way it's supposed to be. So I feel like they might really flush those characters out a little more specifically, like the ones that are unique and that we don't know as much.
I mean, if we need to.
That's just years of stuff you could.
Bro, they might they might have to have like an X-Men division.
No, and that's what I'm saying.
Just to be able to deal with these, because it's so deep. Like I don't feel like we've had any. Yeah. I don't feel like we've had any in the MCU. Nothing as deep as the X-Men.
No, not like story-wise.
Story-wise, and the characters. So many like strong characters within the X-Men. You
Honestly,
know what I mean?
you're kind of getting more to my point with having the X gene just in the MCU, right? With having the symbiote just in the MCU, there's little things that can cause 1 billion more stories to happen.
Right.
In the multiverse, there's too many things that can just give years and years and years and years and years of content and like stories. So honestly, bro, yeah, they're probably just gonna leave at least I feel like for now, like the main ones you already know, and then the new ones, they're gonna be flushed out.
Right.
Because it's just too much just to give out.
Right.
You know?
All right. Well, speaking of, since we're still on Marvel, let's talk about that Doctor Strange trailer.
True.
You know, that's been out for a while. It's amazing, obviously.
Oh my God.
I don't know how many times I've watched it. It's crazy.
You also said excited. In our collab episode.
Shout out to something super
gang.
Yeah.
But yeah, with our collab episode with them, you mentioned how you think it's the best trailer ever. I agree.
Yeah, I think it's the best MCU trailer yet.
Yeah, that's true. I so agree.
It gave us things we weren't expecting, and it gave us some story, but it's still a lot of mystery involved with it. So man, what do you think?
Also, just looking aesthetically insane. I feel like Doctor Strange does it anyway. Anytime you see Doctor Strange in any of the movies, you're like, whoa, this looks next level. But
bro, I feel like Doctor Strange don't get no credit, bro. Like that first Doctor Strange movie literally was like Marvel Inception.
You don't think he gets the credit after like Infinity War?
Not him necessarily as a character. I feel like him as a character, he's getting the credit.
Got it.
But I'm just saying that first movie was slept on.
No, but I think people are gonna remember once they see Multiverse of Madness.
Go back to it.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Because he's got to get a trilogy.
That's one of my top 5 MCU movies. Like I go back to that joint a lot and just watch it because I just like that movie.
I agree. Yeah. So was that in your top 5 origin too? Got to be if it's not in your top 5. Story.
Top 5 origin story
for Marvel
and MCU.
Yeah.
I guess.
That wouldn't make sense. Well, you said it's in your top 5 in general, so why wouldn't it also be?
No, yeah. I just out of my head, I'm trying to like
put them together
between like if my regular top 5 and if I had to pick origin stories, you know what I mean? Like, would that change my top 5? Because I don't know if it.
You never thought about it that way.
A lot of them Jones' origin story. A lot of them are.
You know what? We'll leave this question for next week.
Yeah.
We'll do top 5 origin stories
right.
because like picking your top 5
right.
because there's a lot that you could put in there. So
no, you could.
Yeah, true. But anyway, to stay on Doctor Strange, there's so many rumors about this movie, and on top of just like
I feel like
the
every
concept
week
of rumors, it's something else.
We're coming to the table with the new rumors. Like, so, like the poster came out, and they're breaking this poster down, bro. Like a trailer, bro. I've never seen it before. Like, bro, like, but blame Marvel because they throwing all these little Easter eggs in this poster. True. They know what they doing.
Also blame Spider-Man.
Yes, that too. Yeah. It's just that, bro, the hype is just rolling over. It's like a snowball. You know what I mean?
It is. Like, it's the multiverse stuff, man. Like when you can bring one new actors and characters together and like and just that we've never seen ever interact. You know what I mean? And what I meant by actors, like having someone like possible Vin Diesel play Black Bolt, like just stuff you would never think you would actually see for 2 minutes in this movie, maybe 30 minutes. Like, and us not knowing much besides just seeing the potential with Patrick Stewart in the trailer. Like, it's just they gotta break it down like that. Yeah, like because
who's going to be in this poster, bro? So like, people working on this poster, we've seen possibly Captain Carter's shield. Yep. We've seen maybe it was Deadpool. I think it's Deadpool.
Yeah, I think so too. It's either Deadpool or Spider-Man. Only two options.
And I honestly don't think Spider-Man's going to be in this. So
I think we're going to see a quick, oh look, there's Toby in the multiverse type thing, and then keep going. But I think he's going to be in there.
Right. What else, man? We've seen the different versions of Doctor Strange.
You're going specifically by the poster, right?
Yeah, I'm just breaking down what I
honestly, bro, everything besides what you named already, the shield and the possible Deadpool thing, everything else was just the characters that are in it already. Right. It was like a bunch of different versions of Strange, the versions of Wanda.
Right. One joint I was watching, they were talking about they seen a character called Chthon. They think they seen this character called Chthon. And Chthon in the comic books. Mm-hmm. He's like the creator of the Darkhold. Oh. Yeah.
So that would make sense.
It would make sense for him to be in it. Apparently, he's heavily tied to Wanda in the comic books.
Right, that would make a lot of sense. Right. Oh, yeah, that so I don't know if we're going to see
him or not.
Shadow Chthon.
Yeah, Chthon. That's a wild name.
Chthon. So it was right there. It was really right there. But yeah, I'm so excited for this movie, man. Even if Deadpool isn't in that damn poster, I know he's in here. Because why would you not bring one of the biggest multiverse characters that y'all just got into the Multiverse of Madness? Why would you not do that? You know? Right. Is there any cameo that you either like to see that hasn't been shouted out, or a question? Is there a cameo that you think is in it that hasn't been talked about?
Man, I really just want to see Deadpool for real. Yeah. Or some more mutants outside of just Professor X.
Oh, we definitely getting that.
Yeah.
You ain't here?
Oh, I've heard things.
Oh, you just
I've heard things.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm just saying, like, and even outside of the ones that I'm talking about, I'm thinking about like Magneto and possibly Wolverine. Well,
I heard Fassbender's 100% in this movie.
Really?
I heard Fassbender was the bull with the
hood.
The hood.
Interesting.
But I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
I guess we'll know when we see it.
I guess we will.
Bro, this is an all-time.
Oh, sorry. To answer for mine, I low-key would love to see Ghost Rider for like just 2 seconds.
Bro.
That's it. Just tease that he's around.
Ghost Rider?
That's it. I don't need much. Yeah.
That would be insane.
Last one. I'm sorry. I would really love this. I swear I'll be off it. I would love if they give the biggest what if connection ever. And while Doctor Strange and Wanda or whoever is fighting through the multiverse, we slide past and see the Watcher and in the globe. I would lose my absolute
crazy,
mind.
Just having a Watcher just
there,
and a Watcher watching them. Like he's
just looking. Isn't that what I mean? Insane.
Like, he's looking at them like, yo, what's going on over
How
there?
wilder would it be if they actually went by and they did the live action version of them, and it's actually Jeffrey Wright too, like playing the Watcher? That'd be stupid.
What if Deadpool was with the Watcher?
All right, I'm getting chills, and I feel like I'm not supposed to do that.
Chilling with the Watcher, like, yo, what's going on?
No, I low key need all of these, all of these now.
Oh, this is insane.
Drop this damn movie. All right. This movie's so great. No, oh my god.
I gotta be there opening the first screening, bro.
No, 100%. 100%.
We gotta be in there, bro.
We'll be there. Yeah. But yeah, to veer off of some Marvel stuff for a sec, but still sci-fi fiction kind of vibes. Right. They announced that Stranger Things is coming to an end, but they are first giving us damn near 3 seasons. But it is one season this year, correct? It's coming out in June?
Yeah, season 4.
Right? So season 4, part 1. Season 4, part 2 is later this year, I think they said. And next year is season 5, which will end the show.
Right.
They've also just been teasing kind of like direction that they're going through little interviews and like their little quotes from posters and stuff. Even the poster alone was showing that some stuff is going on.
Right.
So yeah, what did you think about any of that?
I thought it was crazy, man.
Yeah.
I am ready for Stranger Things to end. I just feel like I don't mean that in a bad way. No. I'm just thinking. I mean, it's about these kids. It's like I feel like the novelty will kind of wear off once they get a little older. So I'm like, let's just end it while it's strong. It's a great show. Everybody loves Stranger Things, obviously. So like, let's get to a good point. Let's end it off on a high note. Don't stay too long. You know
and I'm with
you
there. I'm with you there.
And they also even said in these, in this, when they were announcing this stuff, that there's definitely more opportunities to explore this world in Stranger Things. So like, ask you about that we're definitely going to be getting more past season 5, I'm sure, of somebody in this world. You know what I mean? But I'm definitely excited. I don't have any expectations. Like, I mean, outside of it being good, because we, it's been known to be a good show. Everybody's seen it. But I don't have any specific expectations for it. I'm curious how they're gonna bring back Hopper, the dad, the cop. You think it's Hopper, right?
No, you're right. Yeah. But you're curious as to how?
No. We know how he's coming back, but I'm just saying in the story, like bringing him back into the mix of the story.
How are they gonna go get his ass?
Everybody believes he's dead.
Got you.
He's in Russia, right? At this point.
Yes, he's in like a jail or something.
Right. And I feel like it's probably a lot more with that.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? Because like, didn't they get him from the Upside Down? Didn't he fall into the Upside Down in the end of that? How did he get there?
To be honest, I've rewatched it a long time ago, like when it dropped. I rewatched that scene 3 times on purpose. I don't know.
Okay.
The way they do it is, remember, he's kind of saving them technically because he's staying there so that 11 and the other lady can get away.
Right.
I forget who it was in a moment, but yeah, they just don't show. He just like end the scene.
Right.
It's a new scene.
Right.
The man is in the jail.
Yeah.
It's kind of confusing.
Yeah, show him in the jail. Yeah.
But maybe they'll break down what actually.
I'm sure they will.
Happened. Yeah.
I feel like since it's being a part 1 and a part 2, I feel like they're gonna have a lot of time to explain things.
Yep.
In this season, so
True. Maybe 1 is breaking down what was going on and what's going on currently for the other kids.
Right.
And then the other part is like getting it together, lash on big something.
Right.
I'm
also curious, I'm gonna throw this out there. Based on the way the last season ended, I don't know what else do you think they're gonna do in this season that's gonna like take it up a notch? Because I feel like we've seen a lot from them so far.
Yeah.
And a lot of the Upside Down and fighting, and it's not that it's getting old, but it's just like, what can they do that's new? What do you think we're gonna see that's new this time?
I just think that there's still a very unanswered question to the other technical siblings of 11. That is one. We don't know what that means. We don't know if that is some superpower stuff. We don't know if
she is still a mystery.
Yeah,
to an extent.
The whole concept of what she is a mystery to an extent. You know what I mean? Like, like that alone will bring a lot of things if they finally get that more into play. On top of that, we don't know if there's any new kids that's coming that's like that. You know what I mean? Because I heard they've added a lot of characters.
Right.
On top of that, it can just be new locations that have.
Because they did move at the end of the season. Like 11 and the one kid moved away at the end of the season. So
who does that? Wait, who does that bring with them? That brings his Noah. That's Noah, right?
Yeah.
His
Is it Noah?
No,
Yeah.
that's his real actor name. Sorry. Or am I right? Either way, his older brother. Does that bring him?
Is he older brother?
Yeah, his older brother is the one who dates
right.
the
his older brother. Yeah.
And also, who else does that bring? Anyone?
Nah,
no,
but
just
they're gonna connect, and even in the poster, all the kids are together, so I'm sure they're gonna go visit them.
But it's weird. Did you see how the poster was like 4 different sections, and it was like darkness, lightning? It was a whole thing going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's still. It might not be Demogorgons, but something's going on that Upside Down. Because yeah, they never figured that out all the way.
Right.
But yeah,
I feel like the stakes are high. These are the last 2 seasons that we get.
Yeah, for sure.
Of Stranger Things season 4 and 5. So like, they got to go out with a bang. I'm excited to see where they take because the stakes are higher now. The kids are older now. You can do some things that you couldn't do before.
Yep.
So like, let's turn it up.
Yep. And to be honest, they're definitely going to get some, like you said, some spinoffs. So they got to end it in a way where we even want to see that. So I'm excited for it. Definitely. They've honestly killed every season. I'm not gonna lie. Even if you like one season more than the other, whatever, it's been a really good show.
No, for sure. They definitely held that down.
I'm excited. I'm also excited to see where the kid actors do after this.
Yeah. Like, they all have super high potential. Yeah. Great actors. Yeah,
every single one of them.
Every single one. That's crazy.
I super agree.
You know what I mean?
That's exciting though.
Yeah. So that should be good. All
right. So the next thing we got on our list today, we want to talk about the Moon Knight trailer. It wasn't too long, but there was a little TV spot for the Super Bowl, right? And they just showed a couple new shots of the show, and it looks amazing. Like the one shot of his suit while he was like flying and becomes the moon.
I feel like we got another shot of Khonshu a little bit.
Yeah, we did.
Another better look at him.
A little more of Ethan Hawke's character too. Do we know who he is, by the way? I feel like we heard
exactly who. I forgot the name of the character he's playing. Yeah. But
it's
I'm still like a mystery, like because when I learned about the character he's playing, like they said he was like a super one-off in the comic books. So Marvel sometimes they'll combine people.
True.
So it's still kind of mysterious until we see the show.
Devil's advocate, he could also be one of those type of villains that is like a I don't remember his name right now. The villain from Winter Soldier and Falcon and the Civil War.
Zemo.
That guy? Zemo. Yeah. Sorry. That type of, he could also be that type of villain where it's a mental thing and he doesn't actually fight as well.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I just, because we don't know much about
things up and he's
creating problems because it is a lot of it's based on his mental.
Right.
So it could.
Okay.
But who knows? Anyway, that show's gonna be fire.
Yeah, we got a lot of speculation because we're getting that really real soon.
Yes.
And we were having, as we always do, we talk about this Marvel stuff, and I was just wondering, like, yo, what is this gonna set up in the future? So I'm going on Twitter, and Professor Hulk that we follow, he shares a lot of scoops and stuff online. I just asked, like, yo, what do you think this is gonna set up? And he mentioned Blade, like. Blade is
and he just straight up said Blade.
Straight up said Blade.
Yeah, facts.
So like, how do you think that's gonna tie in? Like,
well, one, it seems very definitive, so it must actually involve vampires more than we.
All right. So this is a rumor I keep hearing about Moon Knight.
Okay.
I keep hearing that it's gonna introduce Dracula.
I did hear. Oh, I didn't hear it was introduced
hearing
Dracula.
that over
I heard
and
that
over
Dracula
again.
is going to be in Blade, so that makes a lot of sense.
That could be like it might be some type of thing that we learn later in the show or something like that, or somehow we hear about Dracula in the show, and then it ties in with Blade maybe at the end or something.
Right,
like that.
Because
Blade
remember, I also heard. I don't know actually if I heard it or you heard it. That Blade won't be in Moon Knight, but he will probably be in. What's the one coming out later this year? By Night, Werewolf by
Night. Yeah,
he's possibly going to be in that, but he won't be in Moon Knight. But it's funny with this whole thing we're talking about, because maybe they just tease a reason for Blade to even be introduced, like, you know what I mean, for what his problem's going to be, and then we finally see him when more of these supernatural people come out in the Werewolf by Night, and he's like, all right, I'm here now, because this movie comes out next year, right? Am I making it up? Blade?
I think so.
Right,
because I think they're going to start filming this year.
Right, so it's definitely coming out next year.
Yeah,
filming this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm excited for that though. Like, Blade is one of those characters. Like, obviously, I love the original Wesley Snipes series.
Yeah.
And like classic. That really low key, he started the
he started
MCU,
he literally started the MCU.
Yeah, like Marvel superhero.
Wasn't that the first one?
I think it was. Yeah, before Spider-Man, before all of that, X-Men, all of that, he was the first one.
Shout out Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, and Marvel still owned him throughout all the tribulations that they had. They still owned Blade. They didn't have.
So they never sold it.
They never sold Blade.
That's
so
awesome.
Like that literally was a Marvel movie.
Right.
When they made that.
Right.
Yeah. So
yo, that makes it. I would low key love if he popped up in Doctor Strange.
That would be lit.
The Wesley Snipes though.
I would also love for him to appear in the Blade movie, maybe as a side character, just popping up, just like a wink or a nod.
The issue is we can't get both. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying.
No.
Narrative wise, right?
Yeah. Like.
Cool. So it's like, damn, because if he,
but if he looks like a totally different person. Then it wouldn't even matter because Blade looks specific. Like he has the haircut. Like he does like Blade. If he don't look like Blade in another role, then you're not gonna really ask him any questions.
That's a pretty good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would like that because someone also said, "What if Wesley Snipes like they said he's the original Blade, and he like trains him to
That
be
could be
Blade.
crazy.
That'd be tough too.
He could be like the Whistler character from the original Jones, but like just a different,
different version of him.
Yeah.
Man, I would love that.
That would be dope. Also, it's crazy that we mentioned this. Also, just seeing online, it was like a quote from Wesley Snipes because they were asking him, how does he feel about Mahershala Ali? This is, I guess, when it happened, when he first,
I might have heard this,
first came out.
Mm-hmm.
But they also were asking him, has he spoke to him? And he was like, yes, we've spoken, and I think he's gonna do a great job.
Yeah, I saw that.
He was just giving him advice, like, yo, one thing he told him was like, number one, train like an athlete, be in shape, and number two, he said, enjoy it while it lasts. So I think
that's fire.
Good,
that already shows good vibes and connection with them. So maybe he will make a cameo or something. I feel like him and Marvel have this relationship where he wants to do something again. So
I felt like he probably wanted to play it again. But I mean, bro,
you're too old, man.
Older, man. You gotta.
We need some years
pass
on Blade.
That off to the new guys.
Because we need Blade to be around for a while. So.
Right.
Speaking of, to get back to Moon Knight, I heard that Punisher might be in Moon Knight.
Bro, I heard I sent you that tweet and I'm like, bro, man, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't hear that rumor before that, and I'm just like,
it's very confused.
It seems kind of crazy,
but it also kind of
it makes sense. But it just seems it seems extremely early to bring Punisher in, and two, you think they're gonna bring Punisher in?
This is what I'm gonna say. Is he a Midnight Sun?
I don't know.
He seemed like he'd be that type of boy.
I don't see, and also Moon Knight's not a Midnight Sun, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he is.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay. Because the teams that I've seen, he wasn't in it.
What?
So it might have been versions. It probably like the Avengers.
Yeah,
they probably switched lineups.
Guardians.
Yeah, they switched lineups.
Probably.
He probably was.
Because think about even the video game coming out, right? Moon Knight's not in that John, but Blade's in that John. But also Captain Marvel's in it. Do you know what I'm saying? So like it's a different
mix of people.
Yeah. And it just seems like they're really these dark supernatural guys. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's into that world, right?
But also, Punisher killing vampires would be the coolest thing I think I've ever seen.
That would be lit.
But
and he probably gonna be freaked out. Like, what is this?
Like, what is it? Yes, and he'd be like, "Not in my America,
not in my America."
And then just like, but honestly, they could put him in there. I don't know for what. I don't know why that would be the thing, but maybe it'll. If that happens, it's just going to confirm to me that they are definitely trying to like finesse these Netflix characters in kind of sooner than I thought.
Right.
Because at first I thought we weren't going to get him for a very long time.
Right.
Then we see a Daredevil, and I was like, all right, cool, makes sense. It was the most popular John. Boom. Right. But then we immediately saw Vincent. You know what I mean? Play King really fast after. So I was like, okay, if y'all do it that fast for a whole nother character, yeah, it's like y'all trying to bring all these Johns right in.
Right.
But
I'm curious. Like this, man, it just gives me way more questions. Like, man, like. When do we get introduced to vampires officially? Is it gonna be Moon Knight? I mean, they mentioned them in Loki.
You're so right, bro. They did mention vampires.
Yeah, and like vampires
come also from mentioned the vampires in Eternals.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay. Because vampires come from the Darkhold, so that's why I'm like, are we gonna get a teaser to that in Doctor Strange as well? At least a reference to it. Like in the comic books, vampires come from the Darkhold.
Because even if it's just as small as the way they did it in Loki, like a little line about vampires.
Yeah.
Or Eternals, right?
Right.
Honestly, we probably are. Because why would they, for both, I think, for that and for vampires being mentioned in Moon Knight, because why else how would that set up Blade? And the other one, why would this very dark supernatural type of movie not include that type of character?
Because I feel like the Darkhold is probably going to be like the entrance to all the supernatural characters, and that's going to like. I feel like Doctor Strange will probably like lay a lot of those Easter eggs out to inform the people that all that comes from this.
To be honest, bro,
you know what I mean?
Since you heard a little rumor that possibly Wanda is going to destroy the Darkhold in the movie, what if that opens that John?
Right. Like, or what if it what if it closes it though? Hear me out. So like what if all right, so let's say like the Darkhold gave us vampires, werewolves, and all that type of stuff. What if like by destroying the Darkhold, like they're out here, like, you know what I mean? Like it's no like there's no like
they're just here now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
They're out here
like it literally just it's almost the same concept as the House of M thing. It's like her closing that brings everything in.
Right. What you thinking? What you thinking?
Could that be what it is that she does?
Okay.
Could it be? Could it have been in front of her face the whole time?
The Darkhold being
It'd be the thing catalyst? That brings all of like she don't even got to do the House of M thing. She destroys the Darkhold and it brings everything together.
That could be crazy.
If we count that, we'll see.
Kevin Feige,
y'all gonna have to pay us. Yeah. But that actually would be crazy. I could really see that.
Right.
I guess we'll see.
It's crazy, bro. I was reading more like Doctor Strange leaks, not to keep going back to Doctor Strange.
No, for sure.
It ties into all of this.
All of this literally multiverse.
Multiverse, yes. But it was saying like he's gonna find the book of Vishanti.
Ashanti in here? Yo, don't tell me Ja Rule about to play Blade and Doctor Strange. I was like losing that. Like,
oh my god. You know what I mean? No. So like this is basically like the anti-Darkhold. Like it's like the opposite version of it.
Cool. Okay.
So like that's what he's gonna be using in the movie.
Oh,
apparently.
Against the
yeah. So like apparently that's what him and America Chavez is looking for in the film.
It's almost like concept of like light versus dark type of thing.
Right. Because that's the only way to
stop it.
To stop it. You know what I mean?
Well, we'll see. That thing about the burst. We'll see.
We will see.
We'll see.
You know what I mean?
so much is happening.
Right.
But yeah, while we're on Marvel, Zen sent me this clip of, I don't know if you remember the name of this.
Oh, Kinda Culty.
Yes.
Kinda Culty. Shout out to him because his videos are amazing.
Yeah, for sure. And this video was basically him breaking down a theory he had for Eternals based on information, for Eternals 2 based on information we have from Eternals. So I don't, if you want to get into
that concept. So like, he basically was posing the question, and this is the question I wanted to pose, and we can get into the, the thick of it. Mm-hmm. Was Thanos right? Was Thanos right for what he was doing? And after we've seen what happened in Eternals, right, with the Celestials using planets as basically incubators for their children.
Mm-hmm. Literally, yes.
Literally, that's what it is. They're siphoning energy and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Was Thanos right? Because like, in Eternals, it was saying that the population of the Earth has to stay at a certain point to be able to give the energy to the Celestials. Mm-hmm. And Thanos' whole thing was like, let's, cut the population in half across the universe.
So you don't have to do
slow that down, like to stop that. So he didn't say this is why he was doing that, but now that we have more information, and apparently Eternals 2 is going to deal with a lot of Thanos, his brother. They're all tied into this stuff. Mm-hmm. Maybe that was a deeper reason on why he was doing what he was doing.
It's true. It also brings more of a point to why you could consider him an anti-hero and not just a villain all the time.
Right.
Because possibly, also that's a part of the that video that Zen has sent me, is that potentially the same thing that happened to Earth, that the Eternals stopped with the Celestial being born, could have been the same exact thing that happened to Titan.
Yeah.
So, and he made a great point to it in that video where the concept of, remember they showed the Celestial being created, and it showed the Earth, like a planet being destroyed, and then the Celestial was just like standing there and existing. That didn't happen with Titan. Right. It was like sucked.
Titan
dry.
Was like run down.
Right. But he also mentioned that Galactus does that to planets before he
destroys it, right? And apparently, they're like, I keep seeing, like, not only from the Kinda Culty video, I keep seeing a lot of leakers and scoopers basically confirming that Galactus is going to be in Eternals 2.
If it's not in Eternals 2, it's 100% Eternals 3, and it is teased in 2, one of the two.
Right.
So, to me, all of this sounds like it would be the case. With all that being said, if the question is that Thanos is right, hell no. He's crazy. Then now, I do understand that if that's what he felt like he needed to do for his planet, boom, I'm with that. Bro, you ended up getting 5 stones and destroying half of the fucking universe. I'm not giving him the time of day.
Hold up. Let me play devil's advocate.
Okay, please, come on.
Obviously, he went about it the wrong way.
Oh, Jesus.
But
he's Hitler then.
No.
Yes, he is.
Let me ask you this question.
He thought he was right.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think if he explained himself in this way, like let's say this was his motivation, what if he explained himself to the Avengers? Like, yo, I'm Thanos. I know what's going on. This is happening. That's happening. Mm-hmm. And we need to cut the population down to save everybody. Do you think they would have went with that, but do you think they would have at least, heard him out?
No, because the minute you say cut half the population, someone's gonna go, how? He goes, death. They go, okay, we're gonna have to put you in prison. That's that simple. The Avengers are for the concept of not killing people.
That's true, but maybe they could have found a different result then. Maybe they could have, but I mean, then how the Avengers versus Celestials
get into. You want to get into it? Let's get into it. How the hell? What is another option? Do you have one?
I don't. I'm just saying maybe they could. That's why they get paid the big bucks.
What does that mean? They don't get paid the big bucks. They don't make any money. So because of this, how would they have stopped? Like, there's no way to actually. I get the whole point though, because the question is damn near a devil's advocate. Right. Like, all right, for the Eternals to save Earth, they had to do basically what, in theory, Thanos could have possibly wanted. One, we don't actually know, so that's already the hard part there. To say if he's actually right or not, because we don't know his reasoning. Right. Two, let's say we do know, right? It's still that you're saying we have to kill all of these people just so that everyone doesn't die. That's the same concept as a war. It's the same thing. True. It's just like, oh, we'll take some casualties, but we'll win at the end of the day. Right. It's like, bro, I'm not trying to die just because y'all trying to, like, you know what I mean? If we got to figure out another thing, let's figure out another thing. But if the problem is population, then that's just it's bad either way. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. Maybe it was on Thanos. Maybe he could have figured out a better way to do it. Instead of snapping the population, maybe he could have got rid of the Celestials.
That's literally all he had to do.
Or cut their population.
No, fam, that's all he had to do, which is literally why he's not right.
True.
Because it's like, if he's that smart, which he is, I'm not like dissing Thanos, but like, if that's the issue, that's all you had to do. You didn't have to bring any type of death into it, like, at all.
True.
The Celestials, they're not human in any format, and they are here to just destroy us.
Another devil's advocate. Maybe he thought about that, and maybe the stones don't work on them.
You might be saying some shit.
Didn't they create the stones or something like that?
Oh, shit. You might be right. Celestials did create the stones.
So that might be some double negative. Like, you can't use the stones on them. Like, we created that shit.
I think what we're realizing right now is that Zen is Thanos. I think that's what. Oh no, but actually, he's not that's the only way. That's the only way possible that he could not be in the wrong. Still is wrong though. At the, you know what I mean? It's like at the end of the day, you still got to kill a bunch of people to save another person. Why don't we just try to save somebody, and if y'all die, cool. But like, let's try to save the people then.
I don't know, man. Sometimes you need people not to say it was right, but sometimes you need people with that foresight and that vision. To be like, yo, I know what's right for you. You don't know what's right for you.
Exactly. So if we lived in the lovely MCU, you be going around writing on Rawls that Thanos is right?
I might.
Wow.
I'll at least buy a cup. Remember they had the cup?
No, you're propaganda. This is propaganda.
I'll buy a cup. I don't know if I'll write on the wall, but I'll get a coffee cup that said Thanos is right.
Oh no, and he believes it. That's why he would get the cup. Man. You know what?
Hey, we're all.
This is why he's gone.
You know, Tony Stark brought everybody back, right. So everything's right, at least for now.
For now, until what's his name? Galactus comes and literally like is hungry.
Bro, how they gonna beat him? How they gonna fight him?
I had questions about that. It was like, bro, he can eat a planet. Do you punch him in the eye?
That's like, what saying, do you do, bro? Like, how they gonna fight? Like, is it gonna be?
They gonna have to
be like Captain Marvel and the Eternals and
yes.
They're gonna need some spaceships.
Go inside his nose and like bust from the inside or something. They gotta do something.
That was the Ant-Man. Remember the Ant-Man?
I know they said he should have went into Thanos' butt and expanded. I will never get over that. People were. It's not that because that's really funny.
What? They made like a CGI version of it.
That is disgusting. I don't know if I'm gonna see it. Like, I might have to. Actually.
Nah, it was crazy, bro. Like, it was like y'all took time to make.
Isn't that like weird porn? Technically,
nah, they didn't show that.
Oh,
they just showed like him hop.
Oh, hop in
pants.
No, we had a party in his pants.
Get into all that.
Oh man, thank goodness. That would be a nasty purple. That was
a wild. Like, I'm like, yo, y'all really made this. They made a video like this. This is crazy.
You know what? This because they knew what we needed. It's all right. It's fine. I'm gonna check.
What if that was how Ant-Man was really saving people? That's crazy.
I mean, to be honest, Ant-Man saved the world. If anyone wants to really
put some respect on his name,
you know. And to be more honest, that rat saved the world. If the rat didn't touch that John,
right,
literally everyone's dead and nothing happened.
Right,
but on top of that, I feel like he easily has the power to have saved the world. So I don't know why we're talking about Ant-Man in the butt right now.
Okay, all right.
But I'm glad that he was the savior. That's all.
All right.
But yeah, no, that's a really cool theory. I hope that for Eternals 2, we do get some of that talked about and cleared through. Because I also heard that we're getting a lot more Eternals, just like in that scene when she sees all of the Eternals kind of being made, or like the prototypes of them.
Right.
And Eros, if I'm saying his name right, is Thanos' brother, so you already know there's that connection. But if he's gonna come and bring along a bunch of other people, it's probably gonna be a very big movie.
And it was interesting, also in that video they were talking about, like, we're definitely gonna explore Eros' history.
Yep.
young Thanos' history, their relationship together. And I thought it was interesting the fact that they are brothers. And even in Vormir, they, when the Red Skull pulled up on him, he was like, "Yo, Thanos, son of so and so." Like, it's kind of crazy because in the Eternals movie, these specific Eternals that we met in this film weren't actual, like, living life forms. They were like created,
right? And there's potential for them to have other Eternals who have naturally just been
born
an Eternal,
right? So that's going to be interesting to get into
if they get into that,
and them even find out that information. Like, yo, what? Like,
true.
You know what I mean? Because do they even know they're not
real?
Yeah,
I think they're aware because they know their story.
Okay.
I think that.
Well, nah.
Didn't Ajax tell him that?
Did she give him all the truth?
Is that was just for us as fans to see, like as a movie watcher?
I don't know if she told.
Well, they gave that information, but I don't know if they
tell them though. I don't know.
Right. We're gonna have to go back to that.
Yeah, because like if she didn't, that's gonna be a bombshell.
For them.
Yeah. In the next movie to know that
some of them might go away and not want to be Eternals no more.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they're like, this whole a fake thing.
Right.
Wow. We'll see. Because I'm definitely someone excited for Eternals too. We might not get there for a little while, but
but like just the fact that we probably are gonna get Galactus, which means we're gonna get Silver Surfer and all that type of stuff as well.
I heard a rumor about that. Is Galactus connected to Fantastic Four?
I want to say possibly.
Because Silver Surfer is, and I heard there's a rumor Silver Surfer could be in the Guardians Holiday Special or in Guardians 3. This is rumors. Rumors. That'd be so lit, and it's super Fantastic Four. So I'm like cosmic stuff,
Yeah, like why not introduce him there? It's easy. Just throw him in there.
And then we'll see him again somewhere. He could always go somewhere anyway.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. But anyway, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, to hop off of Marvel for the rest of the pod today. Even though I love Marvel. The Nope trailer came out. Shout out Jordan Peele. He's so fire to me. I think everything he does is lit. I'm sorry. I'm a stan. But validly a stan. I feel like he's just has quality
himself,
everything.
For sure. He's proven
himself.
For
sure. Yeah. But anyway, what did you think? I don't even know what's happening, and I gotta see it.
So the Nope trailer came out, and like any Jordan Peele trailer, we don't know anything about this movie.
I gotta pause you there. I'm sorry. We knew more about the other ones 100% from the trailer. At least us in Get Out. You knew the plot.
You knew about us?
Yeah, bro. We didn't know the deep meaning of what us was. Hell no. Like
it felt all right. Well, this one really seems like they didn't really give us.
You're getting my point, but that is a little.
Right.
That's a little thing because it's like, why do you this movie in the same let's say universe, but the same tone and type of thing that he always does because he does what do you call them? Psychological thrillers, right? The first two, you knew what the vibes were. You knew it was a family, right? In the second one, and you knew that it was like two versions of themselves, type of thing. And in the first one, you knew it was like racism, and that he was trapped in this thing.
Right.
This is literally we know nothing. So like, why? You know what I mean?
That's interesting to know. Maybe that's giving some away if we do.
Right.
Because I mean, like, all right, let's talk about what we do know from the trailer because we know a little bit. So like, you get Keke Palmer's character. They run a horse ranch for Hollywood.
Yeah.
So it's for movies and stuff like that. They're the first Black people to do that. So we do know that. We don't know the relationship between Keke and Daniel Kaluuya's character, and we don't know the relationship between any of them and Steven Yeun's character as well. But we do know some creepy things happening in the trailer. There's some clouds.
There's some clouds, facts.
There's some lightning and some
that weird lady with the face.
With the face, and there's some weird hands reaching out to touch people.
This is where it's freaky. It's super horror vibes, right? Or like, suspenseful horror type of thriller vibes. But I heard a rumor that Nope stands for nothing of planet Earth, which sounds like aliens.
It seemed alienish.
It did to you?
Yeah, like
from the sky, certain shots looking up.
No, from the hand. Remember the hand?
It looked alien-like to
you?
When
the hand reached out.
I thought it looked... No, I'm not going to try to say zombie, but you know what I mean? Monster-y.
That wasn't a human hand.
Huh. Oh, you're right.
It was like a claw hand.
Right, but that... It's a little birdie. It's just a little... just a little bird. Tweet.
My germs.
No.
Scary movie reference. There.
No, oh my God. Oh, that was a good one. Oh, I forgot that. That's so good. Now I want to go watch all the scary movies. The first 3. Right. Nah, but you're right. That didn't give me alien vibes though. We're probably on the same thing. But like when I saw that, it gave me monster vibes. Which, same thing, but not same thing. You know? I don't know, man. I'm excited. I wish we could even break it down more, but like, how do you?
Yeah, we don't really know much yet, but we will when it comes out.
The theory is gonna go crazy because the theories to the second one were nuts.
Yeah, we definitely gonna get crazy with the theories when that comes out.
We still don't know if that kid is a Tethered or not. Just putting it out there.
I think he is.
Like, yeah, but also we don't know that.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll never know.
Exactly.
Are we getting a sequel? He don't do. Does he do sequels?
No, I don't know. No. I would love a sequel though. That'd be great.
What if he was on his M. Night Shyamalan and we found out all these movies is connected?
For a second, you freaked me out because it's every single M. Night Shyamalan movie connected. I thought only the trilogy was. With like Unbreakable.
Yeah. But we didn't know they were connected until Split. Like when Split came out, we didn't know it was a sequel to Unbreakable until the end. Or like prequel, it wasn't marketed.
Prequel, whatever it was. Right.
Yeah, it wasn't marketed that way.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
That's a good point. Okay. It could be like that.
Yeah.
Like his own little universe.
It could be.
Because honestly, I would love a Jordan Peele universe.
That would be lit.
That'd be nuts. Also, can you please put Donald in one of these? Because like I know you want to. I know you want to.
Bro, I need Donald in more movies, more dark movies. Like I want to see him different characters now. Let's get him as a villain. Like we need him back in MCU as the Prowler, obviously.
Put him in DC. Fuck it.
Put him everywhere. Put him everywhere.
Just put him
everywhere. Like I need like range from Donald now. I need like evil Donald.
Yes. Yes. The Donald that you're like, I can't trust you, man.
Yeah.
Like you look like a nice person, but I can't trust you.
He just be popping up on Twitter talking spicy every few weeks.
And then leaves.
And just leaves.
Sometimes deletes the tweets. Is
like,
what a
mystery. What
did
he say that one time? Next time y'all hating on me, at me. Mention me next time. I'm like, whoa, all right.
At Lil Dicky. Yeah. It's like, no, I don't know who he's talking about.
We definitely gonna.
Yeah, I'm excited for Nope though. When does that come out?
We can check real quick.
Summer, right? Do real fast. This is where you get a commercial. Nah, but just because I feel like it's around when a lot of other crazy movies come out.
It got to be in the next few months. With them putting out a trailer, July 22nd. So Nope comes out July 22nd.
Damn, July's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
That also is when Stranger Things, I think. So
in July. Yeah.
So
right,
a lot of stuff.
That's gonna be insane.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
very excited.
We eating, man.
I know. As fans and stuff. Hopefully y'all are tuning in to all this because this is so much.
We went through the storm of the 2020 pandemic and came out the other side. We eating now.
To be honest, I didn't dislike the stuff that was happening then. I had HBO Max.
No, I'm just saying like a lot of things were postponed. A lot of things were delayed.
You're right. We didn't have any, like literally the same thing. We didn't have anything then.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, we're gonna get off of movies and focus on some music for a sec. Kanye has been losing his mind in a great way, in a great way, in a bad way.
Right.
Whatever you want to look at.
He's just being yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just being yay.
And I guess Skeet is being Skeet. I guess. What is? Oh man.
All right, let's start from the beginning. So, all right, Kanye, obviously he kind of dropped down the tube a couple days ago.
He played us the first version of Down.
Right. I mean, he did drop 4 songs from Down the Two on his stem player.
Only 4 though. That was like a 16 song.
And they still weren't done. To be honest with you.
He's mumbling.
One of the songs he's definitely mumbling. Man. Yeah, and I'm like, bro, we could have waited. It's fine. But that's besides the point. So he kind of dropped down the two. We had the release party visual event thing a few days ago, which was amazing visually.
Yeah, visually, wow. It was the next level.
Bro, it looked like some Batman, Dark Knight,
it did.
Apocalypse, Terminator.
And to be honest, I wish I understood the full thing of the Donda thing because I thought the concept of him having the house in the first one and then the second one it burning, I thought that was so cool. I just wish I understood all the way the thing.
Because this really could have been like a crazy, deep sci-fi / emotional journey.
That's like through
visual.
God and stuff, like religion.
Yeah,
It's kind of cool.
Then it's like you dealing with, he got the contacts in, you got these military people, and it's a wild thing. Like, what is it? What does it all mean? But
no, what does it mean? No, for real. Like, I really wish.
It looks amazing. Obviously, it's Kanye. He's gonna do that. If you give Kanye an opportunity to put on a show, he's gonna put on a show
every time.
Every time.
Yeah. Even down to the point of him throwing the mic.
Yeah. So during that event, you know, the sound guy, somebody messed up on the sound,
and now all of them are at home.
Man, Kanye was upset. I haven't seen Kanye that upset in a long time.
Since Skeet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like,
I'm just kidding. Don't listen.
Out here publicly upset.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, visually, we can see it. Like, that was real time upset.
Yeah, like we saw that live.
Yeah, like
even the way he threw it, I was like, "Oh, you're upset."
Yeah, bro. Like everything was off beat. Even the vocals of the song.
I am glad though that it started messing up when Marilyn Manson came on. Though that did make me feel nice.
Okay,
I felt better.
All right,
but it was weird when Playboi Carti also was screaming and 5EO couldn't hear himself. There was a lot going on. By the way, I didn't see that clip. I saw most of it until the Marilyn part came up, and I started hearing the vocals get a little weird.
Yeah, like the vocals were off beat, bro. It was weird.
Yeah, I was like, I'm out of here. But then I saw everything later after that, and yeah, it really looked like a shit show.
Yeah,
but it was very entertaining.
A very eye pleasing shit show.
Yes, right.
Like it looked really cool, but it was just chaos.
With that being said, actually speaking about Donda 2, though, what do you think? I never have a problem hearing the first versions of any of his Johns. I'm a Kanye stan. I know you're a Kanye stan. So like, I think it sounded great. Now, I'm not even gonna get into comparing and stuff because it's not even an album yet. But like, I don't get how he can just always make his stuff sound a little different and it still be so different.
Yeah.
You know? Like it sounded like Donda, but also like the future version of Donda. Like not future, like Future Hendrix future. Right. Like a trap version of Donda almost at times. But I don't know. I really enjoyed it. Obviously I need to break it, like listen to it.
Yeah, we need the full version. Like I know it's a lot of rips going around of the live stream sound, but obviously a lot of these songs weren't done. It's a lot of mumbling. Yeah. So I'm just curious when we'll finally get the full album.
Yeah, not even just that. 2 of the songs not even his song, and you know they're not going to be on that album.
Yeah,
unless Feature's also getting.
I feel like no. Diet Coke the City of God's John is, from what I'm hearing.
You don't think it's 5EO's song?
No, I hear it's both.
Oh, so they're both.
It's like a co-release type joint.
That can make sense. Diet Coke for sure not. Too Easy, you think it is too?
That was co-joined too, but I don't know if that's gonna be on the album or
not. Okay.
But I heard that was a co-release as well, possibly.
I got it. That just also makes me think that like they're obviously fillers. That's not dissing the songs. Like they're literally songs that already came out, and he's not really like the boy to do that all the time. So
I'm gonna keep it a beam with you. City of God's grew on me, bro. I didn't like it at first, but I like it now.
It's mixed weird. It's mixed weird, like in a way where it's like it sounds like y'all just put this together. But the actual song, I like it.
That hook I love that hook.
It's one of her best hooks in the grip. Yeah. Obviously, it's for like a rapper, John. She normally kills those, but it was pretty good.
Right.
I like it, and I thought the video was cool.
Yeah, the video was cool. The video I think is what made me really like the song more.
Yeah, put you in a different thing watching it. Right. For sure. Last part about Kanye though, I know Zen hasn't watched it much, and we'll talk a little more about it in depth.
After the
next week when you can
drops.
finish it. Yeah. But man, is that show so fire? Not even show, doc, I guess. So
Genius.
fire.
Yeah, the Genius Kanye West doc on Netflix.
Yes, like please check it out. Anyone who is either a fan of Kanye or not, because I bet you'll either become more of one or you will become one if you haven't watched it. Because like the humility that you see from him is something that I'm not saying I miss. I don't know Kanye as a human, as an actual human. Like I've never met him, but like, man, it's a completely different version of that man. You know what I mean? One scene with his mom, like those scenes, you just see a complete different side, let alone the side you already see that's different from when he's around Rockefeller and all the people he normally hangs with.
Right.
But so you really get to see just different versions of Kanye and just really the all-around picture. And the way that the second episode is only 3 episodes in total by the end of it, but at the end of the episode, it's basically saying like, oh, you thought that this was a lot because you only get up to College Dropout.
Right.
And then it's like, look at all of these things that happen after this. And it gives you a quick glimpse of like all of the stuff that happens in the rest of his life, like Donda stuff, like the album Donda stuff, the not Kim Kardashian, sorry, Taylor Swift stuff, like a bunch of things, and you just start thinking about.
Because I'm curious, like, know what that last episode is gonna cover.
Me too.
From what I heard, because like, I know they weren't. I know Cootie and Shike, they weren't around him for certain periods of time,
and they say
so there is gaps in what it shows. Because I really want to see like graduation time.
Like, do we get that?
808 time.
We're
I don't know if we get.
We're around late. We're at late registration.
Okay.
Like it's teasing that that's about to be the next thing, but then they're also teasing that there's a lot more. So
right, because I know they got back up winning more recently, like the presidential bid and stuff like that.
Yep.
So I know they'll be covering that as well. So I'm excited to finally watch it. I mean, a lot of this stuff, I was a super huge Kanye fan growing up, so a lot of this I was out looking for information. That was like my thing. So like I know a lot of the information that's shared there, but just to be able to see longer forms of this behind the scenes stuff, I'm definitely interested to watch that.
Yeah, and also the way they tell the narrative, it puts you right, like you feel like you're.
Is there a narrator?
It's Cootie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he's narrating the whole doc, so he's like putting you in the space of. They do it really well.
Okay, because I was wondering how that worked, like how that was gonna work, because I seen clips, but it was just
clips
and stuff.
Nah, they put it. That's why it's so good. Okay. Like the way that they tell the narrative, you literally feel like you're like just watching Kanye in his own show. Right. Like, because it's saying like, oh, it starts off when people were like sunning him. He had all these huge beat placements, but like they were still playing him and shit. Right. And then it gets into stuff very well through the way he narrates.
Right.
Really well done.
I'm curious. Like, I don't know if we've seen Kanye speak on this yet.
Like, no, besides him saying that he didn't get the final edit and he's very mad about that.
Right.
But also, I wonder how they got that.
I'm just curious. Like, I mean, I know they resolved that.
Did they?
Yeah, because he was at the premiere. When they did like a screening for it,
really?
He spoke at the screening, but he didn't speak about the documentary. It was weird. He was speaking about like that's when he said the Black Future Month thing. He was like, "Oh, this is Black Future Month." He said that was at the documentary screening. But I'm just curious to know his thoughts on that.
Me too.
Like he just seems like a type of person that doesn't look back.
No, and I bet him watching it, it's probably hitting him with a lot of stuff, right. Especially when you see the way that there's a whole scene. Not to ruin it for anyone. Also, I won't get too into it, but it's just him and his mom talking about his confidence and like arrogance and like if it's too much, if it's too little, and she basically it's just seeing that and thinking of Kanye now watching that is probably putting him in a whole different space.
Right.
It's got to.
That must. Because I'm just curious his thoughts on it, just as far as he's come in his life. Like even like I don't know. I noticed this about Kanye over the years, and just seeing certain interviews that he does, and like. The people he chooses to sit down and do interviews with.
Yeah. Like
he did an interview with Rosenberg, and this is years ago.
I might have seen that just on Win.
I want to say it's Rosenberg and who was the boy name, man? I forgot his name. I don't want to disrespect him.
Ebro?
No, it wasn't Ebro. Rosenberg had a show that used to come on Hot 97 at late at night.
Juan
Epstein. Yes, that's the name of the show. Yeah, so he did an interview with Juan Epstein, and they're like super hip hop nerds. Yeah. So like they get into the hip hop stuff. Who's you like with Dan? Type balls, yeah. He was working with Mos Def and that type of stuff. So like, even in that interview, when they would try to ask him certain questions about earlier in his career, like he kind of finessed around them. Like he would answer things, but then kind of like veer off.
Like he don't want to really speak on that.
Yeah, like he did, but he didn't. I don't want to say like he was running from it, but it was just like. He was in a different he was in a different headspace. So I'm just curious, like, what is his thoughts on this? Just being able to look back on his life and his career, right? Because he don't really do that much. At least in the interviews, it just seems like even the people that he interviewed him, like the last interview he did was like the Hollywood Unlocked joint, the Jason Lee interview.
Oh yeah, and I didn't get to see.
I didn't get to watch that neither, but I know they didn't talk about nothing.
The 2D.
Yeah, like nothing. You know what I mean? Like he just. Nobody ever asked.
He's always talking about I heard just the way he thinks is always ahead. That's why.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. It's
but
just
break it down. No, I'm with you. Like I want to know why. There's a reason. It's not like the way that. It's not like no one's telling you to chill for a sec. Someone's probably telling you to just reflect every now and then.
Yeah.
So, but the fact that he doesn't, I wonder why too. Yeah.
Because I would just love to hear his thoughts on that. On those things, because those things were so impactful for people. and so monumental to other people.
Right.
You know, I mean, for him, it's probably just like, this is my life. I'm just moving forward. You know what I mean? Like anybody else. But, you know, I don't know. I guess that's maybe just people being nostalgic.
Just to an extent, but also Kanye is the type of person that he's just different. No one's really like Kanye. So with him, it might just be a little more than nostalgia for a lot of fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, especially when you think about Kanye's albums are some of the biggest hip hop albums, and
he changed so much, bro. I remember being in
several times too,
third or fourth grade when the College Dropout came out, and how impactful it was just based on the time period. Because everything else was so gangster. It was so 50 Cent. It was so Ja Rule. It was so in your face. And Kanye was not that.
Debuted #2. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's so insane.
Yeah. So that alone changed so many people being able to see somebody like that, but then have that much success. You know what I mean? That was the game changer. You know what I mean?
It was.
His success was game changing for so many people.
For so many different types of things too.
I would just, if I ever met Kanye, I would definitely tell him just thanks. You know what I mean?
No, facts.
That's
the only, to be honest, bro, I'm gonna stand that man even when it don't even make sense anything he doing no more because of what you just said. It's like, bro, he birthed 95% of us at this point in 2022.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, even if y'all want to admit it or not, or know or not, like, if Kanye didn't do a lot of the things, a lot of us wouldn't be doing what we're doing artistically.
Yeah.
Or even just being a regular person, the way he makes you think outside the box.
Nah, for sure. He really made it cool to be a regular person, which is wild saying that now.
But also a different type of person.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But just looking at him now, because he's so over the top. He's so wow. You know what I mean? It's a lot. It's a lot. But just to think about him during College Dropout, even if you listen to that album, because I used to listen to that album all the time, it was so relatable to the average person. You know what I mean?
A regular
he was talking about school and school debt and school problems and girlfriend problems and little things, just things that a regular person would go through.
He speaks about in this doc on how that was his thing. He wanted to specifically be the
he's like the everyman.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Good way to say that.
For you know, in the hip hop and stuff like that. Especially contrasting everything else that was going on. Like that next to a 50 Cent or you know, whatever else with Ja Rule, whatever else was out during the time period. Jay, obviously. It was just such a contrast. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So just that alone was so impactful. And just to see where he's at now, which is starkly different than that.
That was so different.
You know, it's just interesting.
It is.
It's interesting to see. You know what I mean?
Man, watch this damn doc.
Oh, of course. We're gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to
so
it. We're gonna talk about the finale.
Soon enough, yeah, for sure.
You know, after that comes out. So
but since we're talking about music, I know Zen had said he had heard on another pod people kind of talking about this question, and it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So
I think it all stems from Punch from TDE. He had asked the question on Twitter, and he was asking, do we still have superstars in hip hop? And if so, who are they?
I have a question before we get into this. Punch said this?
And he meant this more on a newer level, not, you know, because obviously I know you're going to say Kendrick. But
I'm just saying, I'm like, bro, do you know what's happening? Do you know?
We just saying, because Kendrick has been here now.
No, you're right. You're right.
You know,
it's just funny that the guy who literally doesn't drop any of his label's albums saying that is very funny.
It's just who's coming up behind, who's after them. You know what I mean? And I'll give you some of the names that were floated around that I've seen on Twitter, and I'm not mad at any of these names.
Okay.
A lot of people were saying Doja Cat.
100%. Ariana Grande not new?
That's not hip hop though. I think we're talking more in the
specific hip hop,
like a hip hop space.
Got it.
But obviously Doja dabbles in both. Obviously,
that's why I was confused for a second.
But she raps and she gets
Got it. No, you're right.
You know,
you're right.
She's stars.
It's like a Nicki situation. Yeah, she's both. Okay.
A lot of people were saying Jack Harlow.
Not yet. He will. He's potential to be a superstar for sure.
A lot of people said Lil Nas X.
Yeah, he is a superstar. If people like his music or they don't like his music.
Anybody else? I think that was it for now. As far as new people that they named, that I kept seeing, these names that I kept seeing.
Superstar.
Those three that had the potential to be superstars.
Had just the potential to be a superstar. Wow, that's a really good point. Yeah. And I guess it's definitely going off personality for those three.
No, for sure.
Which is why
they all have, because I feel like in this era,
you remember them for more than their music.
Yeah.
You remember them more than you remember the music.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I think of Doja Cat, I don't even think of a song immediately. I think of Doja Cat.
Right.
You know? Kind of actually, same with all three of them. And I like all their music. So with that being said, they're definitely still a superstar. I think the question is only funny because it's like, I don't think there will ever be a time when there aren't superstars.
Mm-hmm. But I do think times change and how we look at artists change and how artists connect changes. Obviously,
we look at them. We look at celebrities in general differently now. So that's the main thing. The main reason that it's different. Right. Because like, we'll also get you quote unquote canceled in a second too. Type of thing. Right. So like, I don't know. There's just like not as much power that they have to be a superstar.
I guess it depends.
Like people had enough, and I'm not trying to say this in a weird, like horrible way at all, but like horrible people like R. Kelly could do the things he did because he was so big. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's just like, I don't know if what we used to think superstar is still the same thing, but 100% we still have them. Right. You know what I mean?
Because we live in a different time with social media and just the way people move around in the world is differently. Mm-hmm. So I guess I don't know. Let me ask you this. Do you think having so much access to a lot of these artists, you being an artist yourself, do you think that access dims some of that star power? If you know what I mean, like, does it dim some of the perception of an artist having 100%. So much access to
Michael, and this is going to sound insane, y'all. I'm probably one of the biggest Michael Jackson fans of all time, but because of the time period, if Michael Jackson came into the game today, it never existed before. He wouldn't be as big as he was back then. That's not even his fault. Mm-hmm. That's just based on everything. Like, there's no secrecy. So since there's no secrecy, there's not a lot of buildup to a lot of stuff. Right.
You know, and I think a lot of artists try to continue that. Mm-hmm. You look at people like Kendrick, who's
Drake
as well, and like Drake is accessible, but not like he plays he's a good balance between the two. Like he'll post on Instagram every once in a while, but then you won't hear from him for a long time. Yeah, you just see pictures of other people, of him. You know what I mean?
Why do you think Kendrick is so, like you said? Why do you think Kendrick is so highly talked about? A good 25%, and again, I love Kendrick, is because he doesn't talk to us, because he only drops an album every couple years. It's like, even if he dropped an album that was horrible, we would be debating it to figure out if it was horrible or not for like 2 years, because he would drop it and then not say nothing for a long time, which is the way music used to be. Yeah, and that's why people like him can. Same with Adele. We don't hear shit from Adele. Yeah. Out of nowhere she drops, and now she's just like, oh, Adele. Yeah, you know what I mean.
All of them, like all of those people, like Beyonce, Jay-Z, The Weeknd. Yep. A lot of these people, like, they'll go 0 dark 30 on you. Yep. Real quick when there ain't no project coming out.
Frank.
So many. Obviously, yeah. SZA, all these people. Yeah. You know, it's just, I don't know. I feel like a lot of them they know about that. Keeping the mystique and the mystery alive as an artist is important. You know what I mean?
They probably studied that shit.
I'm sure they did. Like,
for sure.
That was always my thing with Jay-Z, because he always was like that, in my opinion. Like, I always say he was like omnipresent. He always was around,
because even when he was in the mix, it's not like he was in it. We didn't see him in the mix during that time period. It wasn't like paparazzi wasn't the same now. Right. You know what I mean? Right. Like Twitter didn't exist. Right. So yeah.
I just think that affects the superstar thing.
What that is.
You
know I agree. I think what it means to be a superstar is different. But we still have them. Like all three of the people you named, Doja, Jack Harlow, and Lil Nas. I also think there's others. It's very hard to think about.
Yeah, right. Those are three that just come to mind, because those are like
they're all in the same ballpark. You know what I mean? Like
they're all in the same. You know what I mean? Because and they also, like, again, you said they also possess a lot of popular qualities outside of music.
For sure. Like, I could not like one Jack Harlow song, and I think he seems like a really cool guy. So like, I would invest in watching him and seeing, when his name pops up, I look at it. You know what I mean? And that's just like the way, I don't know. It's up to you personally if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Right. But
I just think that's where we are in the world.
Yeah, it's just the way it is.
So that's what it is. So yeah.
It's really interesting though. Because it's just like, not to stay on it too long, it's just I don't know. Like, what will a superstar be in 5 years?
Yeah,
let alone 10 years. You know what I mean?
Would that change?
Yeah,
based on how the world changes. You never know.
100%. Will they gain power back? Will they be like more Kendricks, where there's more space in us talking to you? Because technically, a lot of people would say NBA YoungBoy's potential to be a superstar. I might agree.
For sure.
Be his personality and everything.
Yeah.
The difference is it's like the bad boy lifestyle type of thing. So it's a different, just perspective.
I heard people now. This is a wild take. People comparing him to Tupac out here, bro.
They've been doing that.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I'll never. They also said that Lil Baby is the new Lil Wayne. I don't. So again, this is Listen 3000. I'm just kidding. I'm not even trying to diss them because I think there's potential both of them to be very big. But Tupac?
Yeah, I don't know. Hold up now. I don't know if that's now.
Hot take?
To us, maybe no.
To kids,
maybe yes.
But here's the thing:
what they know of Tupac, because they don't really know Tupac. But they know what they've heard.
Bro,
of Tupac.
But then it already defeats it because it's like, all right, it's like if I say I only know. Damn, I got to get a really good comparison to say this analogy. Let's say I only know one thing about fucking. Damn, man, like a superstar. And I just think, like, it doesn't matter who it is. It could be Jay-Z or something, right? And then I only know this one thing. And then I compare this person to them, not knowing all the other things that they do. My opinion, it don't even make sense anymore. Right. Because, like, there's nothing comparable besides maybe that one thing that I know. Because what are people saying that is comparable from NBA?
I don't know. I think it's the, his image, obviously.
The bad boy lifestyle, but a part of Tupac's lifestyle is that he was like a fucking like freedom fighter.
Yeah,
like he's the thing that made Tupac was that we never seen a nigga be a thug and also be like read your books.
Yeah, that's true.
Like be like Malcolm X. Yeah. Like there's no one. And do you think not you? Do y'all think NBA YoungBoy is like that? Because he seems like the type of person that bit kids as a child or Igloo. And I'm not dissing him. I don't want to get shot. I think his music is kind of cool. I'm just saying there is nothing besides maybe the impact that he has on
because he's really big out here as far as
huge.
His impact on
technically he's the biggest when it comes to like current young rappers.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Yeah, and the way he does it without having the things that a lot of these other artists die for.
Like, bro, I don't even see
some of these niggas are cut off their toes for a fucking radio single. This nigga is running the shit up without it.
That's facts. So and doing it through like YouTube and shit. It's kind of insane.
Bro. Like,
and that's why like super respect and like applaud to him. But you gotta be a different person to be a Tupac.
Right.
That's all.
I don't know. Maybe we just don't know enough about him yet.
Young boy?
Mm-hmm.
That could be 100% true. I remember seeing Tyler, the Creator, say that someone asked him a question about him when he did a Q&A when his album dropped. And he said, Young Boy is really a special person, like a different type of person. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you don't do interviews, so I'd really like to see an interview. Because he also seems like the type of person that would just like shoot someone right now.
Right.
But that don't seem like the same type of person. But I know,
I've heard a lot of different things about him. Like I was watching like, I don't know.
He also is the type of person that like wears makeup all the time in the house.
I didn't know that.
But that is different. That's just different. You know what I'm trying to say? Like that exactly. That's a more Playboy Cardi type of
Because even still, like I don't know if it was Academics video I was watching or one of those YouTubers, and they were talking about how loyal he is to people. Like somebody asked him. I guess it was like some type of call that they all were on, and they asked him would he do a song with I forgot who it was. I don't know if it was Uzi or it was somebody. They asked him would he do a song with them. And he said, "Nah, I mean, I love his music, but because he has problems with my mans, I can't do that."
Damn.
And he was just saying like, he went into more detail about other things, like how he wouldn't violate his people that way. Like as much as he loves a lot of different artists or things like that, like he's really loyal. And I thought that was interesting. Not to say
I see what you're trying to say with the Tupac thing now. You're saying there's potential to him as a person.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we just don't know.
Well-rounded
because I'm definitely not saying that's what it is.
Right, because we don't know him. Yeah.
Maybe we don't know enough of him.
There's potential to him as a human to be
what I mean?
all-around individual.
Right.
More to come, I guess.
Yeah.
hopefully sit out of trouble so then he don't,
No, for sure.
make it worse for him.
Yeah.
Because like it's a little more than like the Kodak thing. Like Kodak, and this is not a diss to him, he don't seem like he's like nice. In no format. Like anytime I see him, he's funny, he's proper if he wants to be, he's hood if he wants to be, he can do whatever, but it's not like I ever see Kodak being, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like becoming a different person.
Right,
completely. And that's okay. He is who he is. But with YoungBoy, again, we don't know much. So it's like, maybe he ends up being the next whatever.
Yeah, you never know.
Maybe.
You never know. But yeah, guys, that wraps this episode of Listen 3000.
Oh yeah.
Up. I just want to make a shout out to the Sound Gallery Studios. That's where we've been shooting all these episodes at.
Yes, thank y'all.
So that's in Philadelphia. And if you ever in Philadelphia, if you are in Philadelphia, come through and record. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful space.
Yes, it is.
And other than that, man, I think that's it.
Yeah. Have fun.
All right.
Hope y'all enjoy. I'm Caesar.
I am Zen.
And this is
Listen 3000.
Oh, you turned into designer.